Hey guys, it's Ted Bogert. Happy New Year. Welcome back to the TED Show. I hope you had an amazing holiday. I'm super excited for 2026. And I'm kicking off my 2026 with a dear friend. She is an amazing leader, a real estate pro guru, and just an overall awesome human being. The one and only Jaelly Prieto. Did I say it right? I'm trying.
Yes.
Okay, so Jay is here coming to us from South Florida. And there's a reason because we're going to talk about NAHREP, South Florida, and we're going to talk about all the good things going on in that market. So welcome, Jay. How you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for having me. It's an honor, honestly. Don't mind
Well,
me. I might make a few mistakes here and there, but we'll get through this.
listen, mm, you will make no mistakes. I'm the one with the crazy voice today. All right, so
Life goes
uh,
hard.
we we want to start right away with who you are. Let's talk. The audience loves to know who Jay is, what Jay is all about. So give us some little 411 on you.
Okay, so my name is Jaelly Prieto. You can call me Jay. It's a lot easier, obviously. I am a mom of two beautiful children. I am married and I have a dog as well.
What kind
So,
of pup do you have?
yeah, my schedule is very packed.
What kind of puppy do you have?
A Samoyed. She's all
Oh,
white.
they're
So you can
beautiful.
imagine.
They're
You can
beautiful.
imagine. And I have her in South Florida, so that's kind of an upkeep with the
Ooh,
maintenance.
yeah. So tell me about a little bit of how you got into real estate. I think that's always cool, the origin story of that, because people ask me all the time after I have realtors on the show, like, how did they get into it, Ted? What was the catalyst? So give us a little story about how that came to be.
Well, I got into it. It's actually a funny story. I've been in this. I would say I grew up in real estate. It was my mom who got me into it. I used to get grounded, and every time I was grounded, my punishment was I had to go to open houses and new
I
developments and the construction zone. So
love it.
I've been around real estate since I was 14 years old. So
Wow.
it's been a while. Yeah. Then I was forced to get my license. That is an actual fun fact. We'll tell that story some other day, probably with my mom on the air because she thinks talking about it.
Mama love that story. Are you kidding me?
Yes. So she did force me into it, pushing me, eventually take the what is it, the baton from her and keep going. So I got my license back in 2016, and I've only used it for my personal things because I have a different perspective on real estate. I do understand it's a eat or be eaten world. It's huge sharks out there, but I also believe in community and I believe in helping the other person. So I always told my mom, why do I want to work in something where, you can't ask another fellow realtor for a question or suggestion because God forbid they think you're going to take their business. And it's like, come on, do you know how many homeowners there is in Florida alone? Like it is humanly impossible for me to take away your business. Like,
Correct.
so,
That
I was very resistant towards that. And I had to kind of acclimate into getting back into that. And that led into me becoming a community builder and honestly someone who just loves creating rooms where people can actually grow. So I don't see myself as a real estate agent. I see myself more as a strategist and a connector, someone who helps people make smart, aligned decisions. And I've built my career through a lot of different seasons. I actually built a whole logistic career for almost 16 years now. So
wow.
they both kind of go hand in hand because they're both high pressure environments.
It's interesting to me that you bring that up because we're both involved in a lot of real estate related organizations, and we'll talk about NAREP in a minute. But people will always ask me, well, I'm a realtor. Why would I want to be in the room with a whole bunch of other realtors? What is that going to get me? And that's such a short sighted view. It's definitely not a community view. It's a very, I don't want to say self centered. They just don't know any better. They don't understand the power of the community advocacy like you do and the bringing people together and the connection that you do. Did you always were you always like that, or did you learn that from mom, or how did that work?
Well, I do give a lot of credit to my leadership from my mom. She molded me very well. And She put some core values in there of, do the right thing, or don't go do something illegal or unethical just because it's going to get you further faster. She made me see things from different perspectives. So I do appreciate her a lot from there. And that's kind of what led me into NAHREP. My mom was actually the president in the Ocala chapter. And somehow about 8 months ago, she's like, maybe let's introduce you to some people in Miami. And I was like, all right. Like, I got into a season of just say yes to everything. Don't try that unless you're willing to have your schedule super packed.
It's so true, but it's so awesome to say.
It is.
We do a whole show on that next time.
I feel like I've grown so much because of it. As long as it could fit in my schedule and my kids weren't affected, it was yes to everything. And I am so tired. Took off the holidays, just to get back to it and focus on my family for a bit before I hit the ground running again, because now I am the membership director for the South Florida chapter. Sure. It all led into this. And what people don't realize is that this is an association that is for the Hispanic community. And there's such a strong presence down here in Miami. And I don't think realtors are taking advantage of that, right? Like I said, eat or be eaten. It's let me focus on my business, but are you actually being in the correct rooms, right? So the association focuses on education, advocacy, leadership, and economic mobility within the community. So why not, right? Like, why not affiliate yourself, and why not get into the room when probably you didn't have that access? It's my job to bring all the trades in the real estate industry together. Realtors, brokers, title, insurance, you name it. If it has to do with real estate, it's a NAHREP. We have a door to everything. And how many people don't say, I want to be a realtor? Okay, where do I start? You got to go get your license. You got to get your, go through the course and all that. What next? How do you do that? How do you grow? And that's what NAHREP is. It's like, come, we'll give you a hand. We'll show you. We'll put you in the room with these people. And what's the coolest part about all of it is that it's where leadership is being built. If you're a realtor who wants more than just closings, just influence, invincibility, this is the room. We don't just host events. One of the greatest things that I liked is that NAHREP actually advocates in Washington, D.C. Our next trip is now in March. I'm not sure if I'm going yet because I think it's crashing with another event that I said yes to. so we'll see. I gotta, figure out what I'm gonna do. But there has been law that has been changed because of NAHREP showing. I mean, imagine all 160 chapters showing up and knocking on the door of the Hill, like, hey, this is a problem in the Hispanic community. This is what home ownership needs. Where are you gonna get that? Where are you gonna be? With the big hitters or the people that actually have those doors.
Yes. I want to ask you two things.
Yeah.
First, for those people who don't know, what does NAHREP stand for?
It is the National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professionals.
And tell us a little bit about do you have to speak Spanish to be a member?
No, not at all. I mean, if you're in Miami,
I'm a member. I was actually a founding member of North Orlando up here, of that NAHREP chapter. And I was like, initially I'm like, well, sure. But I mean, I know tequila, margarita, baño, dos cervezas, por favor. Like, I don't know a ton. And they said, no, that's not the point of it. The point is, like you brought up, community. Obviously, his access to home ownership for the Hispanic community is a top priority. But overall, we're all working toward that because we all are working toward home ownership in general being accessible for people. And so I like to put that myth to bed that you have to be a Spanish-speaking agent or vendor or affiliate in order to be part of NAHREP.
Not at all. As long as you want to be in the correct room, part of the party, have fun, and be able to build those relationships, it does not matter. That's a complete myth. I speak to so many people. As long as you can understand, just like you said, dos cervezas, it is what it is. Let's keep going.
I know enough to be dangerous.
Yes.
But what I love about NAHREP, and one of the reasons why I was so excited to be part and still am a part of North Orlando, a part of the NAHREP family, is that it really is family oriented. Like I feel like I'm welcome there, and the camaraderie that you build and the relationships you build for realtors who are thinking twice and going, why would I do that? The referrals within the group, not only locally, but statewide and nationally, are powerful. That's a powerful group that refers business to each other. Can you talk a little bit about that?
So how do you expect to do business if you don't know anyone, right? Like I'm the type of person that I know that if I have a deal, I'm going to call you first. Like, hey, Ted, this is what I got going on, because we've built that relationship. I feel comfortable with you. I've met you. We've talked. We've laughed. We've had drinks. Like, what haven't we done, right?
Correct.
So maybe there's other people that are just like, just get me my deal closed. That's fine. But for the majority, most humans like to have that connection and like to feel like that trust and loyalty of this person does a good job and they're going to have my back. How are you going to find those people if you're not out there putting yourself out there, if you're not looking for that relationship, if you're not building that community, right?
Yes.
And you're right. We actually down here, I don't know about the other chapters. I don't want to speak on their behalf, but for us, at every event, you'll hear it. We're calling each other La Familia. Mm-hmm. Because at one point, you talk to me about insurance. I know I'm thinking cat, for example, right?
Yep.
If you're talking about general construction, I have someone else in my head. It's a constant, because since we see each other so often and there's different events, there's, right now we have the gala coming up, we have mixers, we have 4 major events in the year, and there's sponsors, there's people that come to the room, there's banks. I mean, the big head honchos of banks come with us, and they're there talking to you and getting to know people because they understand the value of building that community and putting yourself out there. Yes,
it's powerful. The community part is powerful because it is a exponential referrals rather than you just trying to go on your own and do things. You're not only building referrals, though. It's not all about the business. It's all about relationships too. And then everybody else has a database. I mean, I think there's so many opportunities with NAHREP that people miss out on because they think, oh, it's another realtor organization. I already belong to my local association. Well, it's what you put into it as well. You can't just sign up and pay your X amount of money and then think, okay, the deal should start pouring in. Talk a little bit about involvement and why that's important.
Well, like I said, being in the room really does open up doors. And it's very important to say what you said, something right now that said, oh, I'm already part of my local group. Okay, well, if you wanted to build your business and you wanted to grow and you're in an area where there's incoming from another state, for example, yes, how's your local group going to help you through that? You don't have those doors. With NAHREP, you're not only dealing with the chapter, but you have access to the whole nation. It's 160 chapters. We actually have events where we go on a national level to these events. And imagine, every time there's an event, you can go because you're a member. It doesn't mean that you have to be a part of leadership or be on the board of directors to be able to join those, right? Why not? You can meet someone in LA that can send you business, or someone in New York. There's so much, there's so many doors open, honestly. I could talk on and on about it, but I have to create that FOMO. Come and find out.
Well, and I think absolutely. I think one of the things, excuse me, that I found, I've gotten referrals as a member of NAHREP, not just locally, but because people looked me up. And because I'm so active, me personally, on social media, people see that I'm a member of NAHREP and they want to refer business. I think that but that's because I'm involved and I utilize it. I think a lot of people like to pay money and then don't do what they're supposed to do. It's really about how involved you are and how you build the relationships.
Well, it's kind of like a gym membership, right? You can pay the gym membership and say, I have a membership, but are you using it? You get out of it what you put in. And that's very important with any association, any group, any type of networking. If you're there with a closed mindset, energy speaks for itself. You got to command that room.
Agreed. All right. So let's talk about the gala, and then I want to talk a little bit about the real estate market in Miami, because I know people, or South Florida, because I know people kind of want to know what's going on. Realtors are very fascinated by what's going on in other markets. But before we get to that, let's talk about the gala that's coming up. You have a big installation, inauguration, amazing gala that's coming up this month, I believe.
So yeah, it's actually at the end of this month. It's January 29th. It's the 2026 NAHREP board installation, and it's a really big moment for the organization down here. It's a celebration of leadership, vision, and what we're building next. These rooms are powerful because the people in them are shaping the future of real estate, really. It's a room full of decision makers, leaders, people committed to growth. And if you care about your career and your network, it's definitely where you want to be. Like, this is the event that's going to launch the rest of the year. Yes. And also, it's ice, fire and ice theme. So that's great. You know, think Met Gala, but dress to impress, definitely.
Always down in South Florida. And of course, you can find that information by reaching out to Jay or following or going to either of the websites. I'm sure you can reach out to her. I'll get you to her. But definitely, galas are an amazing place to network with people and meet people and kind of make a splash. But it's also good to see the familia part, to see people interacting in a way that is positive and really helpful, and advocates in the room that are trying to do and accomplish things that are good for the entire industry.
And it takes a village to get a deal done sometimes. Yeah. I mean, we've all been there where you need to call 10 different people and, you know, to get it all to move to the final place. So
that's the other thing. That's such a good point. And then I want to talk about the real estate market. Mm-hmm. Remember, in these groups, you never know who's going to be on the other side of a transaction. This has happened to me with NAHREP and Women's Council and other things like that. If I know that that person, let's say I'm on the buyer side and there's a listing agent, I can call that listing agent and have more clout and more, there's an immediate trust because we both belong to NAHREP. We have that, we've either met at groups, we know each other. And so being on the other end of a transaction where you actually have a commonality in a group that you belong to is very, very powerful. And I've done it from out of state groups. I've had people refer me business from out of state because I am a member of the organization. And I think there's power in that.
Yes.
So let's talk about as we wrap up a little bit, let's talk about the real estate market in South Florida, because, you know, I'm up in Central Florida and that's a whole nother world. Tell us a little bit about what's going on in real estate down in South Florida.
So South Florida is a monster of itself. I've said a couple of times in the last few months, Florida's kind of like 3 states in one, right? You got North Florida, Central Florida, and South Florida. South Florida, you have to understand the sauce, the culture, everything about it, because if not, you're not getting that far. So it's very dynamic, it's global, it's diverse, and it's constantly evolving. But the key is to understand the micro markets, the timing, and the long-term vision. Right? Because you could simply say, oh, well, Brickell, that's the first thing everybody thinks, or South Beach, right? But there's so many different areas. Like, you could be where there's literally millionaires and billionaires living down in Coco Plum or down in Biscayne Bay. Like, there's so many different areas or niches that you have to really understand how everything moves and flows down here. You know, it's not that easy of a market. It's really not about hype, but it's more of ownership and the smart positioning and honestly thinking beyond. That's how Miami works.
Thinking beyond. I love it. I think all the markets, I feel very positive about 2026. Activity, I feel like, is already up. And so anybody who's got maybe suffered through 2025, which was a challenging year all around for most people, keep hang in there. You made it through one of the toughest years we've had in a long time. And so just get ready. But that's the part that you have to do. You have to have a plan. You have to be involved. You have to get involved and be a part of your community, like Jay is suggesting with NAHREP. And I think that you will find I know for a fact, because I'm part of it, you'll find a family there. All right. So as we wrap up, did I miss anything?
That's about it. Oh, we didn't speak. I'm also an author.
Oh my God, talk about being an author.
So earlier this year, well, I'm sorry, earlier in 2025, I'm still getting adjusted to the change. I understood that in a world full of powerful women, there's sometimes a disconnect. Instead of supporting each other, we can become very guarded, and that can feel really lonely. So I created a journal. It's a 21-day step. It's very simple, but imagine kind of having like your best friend there when, let's be honest, I've been there. You can't, sometimes you feel you can't say something because you're going to be judged, or because, oh, you have too much on your plate. So why don't you drop things? And you don't have anyone else to say it to, right?
Yes.
So it's like a little personal, be honest with it. It's yours. You know, it helps you. The journal was actually created to take us back to the basics. It's like having a friend, you know, like I was saying, to just be able to call and say, hey, this happened. And it guides you through how to do it. And it gives you tips on how to get over it. It helps you trust yourself enough to let go so you can lift yourself up and eventually help the woman next to you. I think that women have gotten used to, you know, we got to get ahead and we got to be better than men and we got to be better than the next person. But when you actually put one woman to do something, she makes things happen. Imagine two,
Correct.
imagine five, and then eventually you have 200, 500 together. They will change the world. And I think there needs to be a little bit more camaraderie. I have a problem with that word.
Camaraderie.
That one. And that's where it came from, because, you know, it's called releasing the weight. If you put my name in Amazon, you'll see it. It's honestly the easiest. That's the great thing about having a weird name. You know, everything pops up immediately. So it definitely came from seeing how women carry emotional weight silently, especially high achieving women, and it helps them slow down, be honest with themselves, because when you release what's been weighing you down emotionally, you're clearer, you're more powerful, and when you're making decisions, and that's very important for business.
I love it. All right, so you can put your name in to Amazon and find it. Of course, you can reach out to me and I can get you to Jay and she can give you a link if you're really struggling with the Amazon looking things up. One last question and then we will wrap it up. When I say the word hero to you, who's the first person who comes to mind?
My mom.
Tell me why.
I saw her take me out of our origin country, have to come to a new country by herself with 2 kids, work her ass off for 16 to 18 hours a day, literally build our life to everything that we have, be present, and never give up. I mean, if you're an immigrant, you understand all the hardships that you go through. And my mom was just never quit. She doesn't understand that word. She doesn't understand no. And she makes things happen. And I feel that I learned not only through her, but she invested all of that in me. And I'm very grateful to her for that.
I love it. That is beautiful. I love her too. She's amazing. We're going to get her on the show to talk very soon. All right, Jay, what's the best way that people can find you, reach out to you? Just repeat it if you don't
Honestly, mind. Instagram, Jaelly Prieto. It's the easiest way.
And that's Jaelly,
yes.
Prieto.
Prieto.
Awesome. See, that wasn't hard.
No, it was not.
We did it. You're an amazing guest and an amazing human. It's such a blessing to have you in my life, your entire family. I just feel so blessed. And when you speak from the heart, and you're passionate and compassionate and really full of love for people. And I know that you want the best for people. And that is such a wonderful thing to be able to experience, not only personally, but for my audience to see. So if you have any interest in NAHREP, if you are in South Florida and want to get to know Jay, please reach out to her or get to me and I will get you to her. Thank you so much for being on the show, Jay. We will see you guys soon. You all have a great